Well, for more on this story, we can cross now to our Washington correspondent, Tehran Gorgistani. Tehran, the U.S. is no longer part of the Iran nuclear deal. Does it actually have the authority to make these demands of the United Nations?
Well, if you listen to some of the members of that Iran nuclear deal, the JCPOA members like Russia or China or even the Europeans, they're all saying basically that the U.S. lost the right to request such a snapback when it left that Iran nuclear deal back in 2018. But the United States, starting with the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, says, no, that's not exactly right. We have the right to request the snapback because we are a member of the Security Council, and it is a Security Council resolution that implements or holds that Iran nuclear deal, and therefore the United States have absolutely the legal right to request this snapback. Now, there is a very tricky legal detail. The U.S. is going to request the snapback, and then the Security Council will have 30 days to decide what to do with it. But in the end, it will likely have to vote a resolution, at least either to ignore it or to accept it. But if they vote to have a resolution to ignore it, any member of that Security Council can veto that resolution to ignore. That means that the United States could veto the resolution to ignore it. There is another legal battle also, is that this is all happening with the JCPOA participants, because it says that only the JCPOA participants can ask for these snapbacks through the Security Council resolution. The question is, are you forever a participant starting when that resolution was crafted, which means the U.S. would be, or do you lose that title when you retrieve from that deal, which the U.S. did about 2 years ago? So it is likely going to be a pretty big battle at the Security Council to decide what happens.
Given the uncertainty of this demand actually going through, how serious is the U.S. president about this? Is it really more of a negotiating tactic?
Well, he is very serious in dismantling this Iran nuclear deal. He's been very serious about it ever since he started campaigning for office years ago. He has always denounced this deal as a very bad deal. It was, of course, signed under the Obama administration, and so Donald Trump has always wanted to dismantle it. The question is, what is he trying to do now, and what is he trying to achieve? Because if this deal, if the snapback is put back into place, then Donald Trump will have pretty much won, because what the U.S. are expecting, if they go through with it and if everything works out in their favor, is that the Iranians will say, if the sanctions are back on us, then we are leaving the deal, and that's really what Donald Trump wants. But even if that doesn't happen, it's going to create a little bit of chaos inside the Security Council and a battle over this Iran nuclear deal. The Europeans, of course, absolutely want to hold on to what's left of this deal. Donald Trump wants to be able to renegotiate. So he wants to get rid of this deal. November elections are coming. If he gets reelected and this deal is done, he will have some power to renegotiate a good deal, in his words, with Iran. If he's not reelected and this deal no longer exists, it's going to be extremely complicated for the next administration, for Joe Biden, to try to figure out a way of bringing back that deal. We remember how long it took for the Europeans, for China, Russia, and Iran to come to an agreement on that nuclear deal. And if that nuclear deal is done through Donald Trump, it will be very, very difficult to bring it back.
All right, thank you very much for that analysis, Tehran Gorgistani, reporting for us there from Washington.